Hello, hello, hello. I am Antoinette, Coach Ross, the boss of Project Execute, your vision catalyst. I work to improve the lives of my clients, especially women and girls, from the inside out by answering their pertinent questions of who, why, what, when, and how to be more successful in their lives. The focus areas are self concept, goal imagery and creation, and finally, accountability. We live our lives on different levels at all times. Within my coaching process, there are 10 areas of concentration in abundant love that makes up our being and create our lives. The 10 areas are metaphysical, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, personal, relational, professional, financial, and political. Sunday is my first day of the week where I pursue my elevation and spiritual edification to prepare for what the week ahead may have in store. Today's message is on how do you permeate the atmosphere. We like to say, this is the way I am, or this is who I am. Yes, you are who you are. Do you ever take the time to think about how you permeate the atmosphere with your presence? Permeate means to spread through something. To permeate the atmosphere means that the atmosphere can change for the better or for the worse just because you walked into the room. He or she took command of the room is a statement people may say to describe their experience of someone's presence. In a room or space, everyone in it permeates in one way or another. The question is, are you aware of how you permeate the atmosphere? Some people are loud and want to make sure everyone knows they are present. But what's the experience the people there feel because they are present? Some people bring the fun and will make you forget all your woes just because of their presence. However, are they aware of how they permeate the atmosphere? Some people will make you feel like don't step out of line because they're in the room. And you don't because they permeate a strictness in the atmosphere. There was a time I was a person that wanted everyone in the room to know who I was. So I was loud and active, making everyone laugh and being jovial. Now I am an observer. I pay close attention to people, how they move about, how they interact, speak, or not. As the observer, I can move about without being noticed. So it's the opposite of the way I used to be. Since I have learned to love on people, it is important for me to acknowledge people by speaking to them or smiling. I am always amazed at how people react when you acknowledge them. It's like they weren't expecting you to say hello or you look beautiful today or it's good to see you. I always get different variations of responses and I find it interesting. Now, there are people who may not be aware that they suck the air out of the room. People are made to feel on edge. Sometimes they don't know why. What was different? They weren't feeling that way before until that person walked into the room. Speaking with them may make you feel like you're walking on eggshells or that you have to be very, very careful. I was just wondering, are you aware of how you permeate the atmosphere? Do you bring the drama? Do you bring the calm? Do you bring the laughter and the fun, the sunshine? Or do you bring the storm, the gray clouds? and people feel like, I could have did without that person being in the room. It's important to know who you are, but it's also important to know your aura, your presence, how you make people feel. I am Antoinette Coach Ross the Boss of Project Execute, your vision catalyst. This top of the week message is on how do you permeate the atmosphere. Thank you for your time, and remember, every decision that you make, and even those you don't, create your life. Create wisely.